scratch was off. I didn't mess with them. I'm glad you made that. It's good.
Yep, we're figuring out the safest way to cut the wall panels without wasting much material. Because at a glance, it looks like all these bays are almost the same, but they're not. There are subtle differences, and basically what we're doing is, so from the windowsill down, will basically be all one sheet of birch, and then we're covering these studs along in between each window with a little strip. That'll be after the acrylic is in. We don't have the acrylic yet. And then capping it off up here at the top with longer strips that go span basically the entire length of the bus.
So right now we're trying to figure out what we want to do with these wall panels. We are testing to see if we want full sheets of wood. The thing that we're not sure about is the way we designed it originally was that each one of these panels was going to have a seam on the post, and now we're thinking that it would look better to have just one long sheet of wood. So we're going to cut a piece right now, test fit it, and see how it looks, and then go from there. Andrew's just pre-measuring all of the cuts that we need to make, and then marking them down on a page so that we know exactly how to cut each piece. And that way we can plan our cuts on our larger 4x8 sheets, and that way we don't waste any wood.
We'll have to lift this. Well, look at this. Oh, it's sitting on it. Yeah, we can make that work.
Made another jig for the vertical screws that are going to go on the face of the wood, so that again we can get a perfect screw placement and that they look, you know, clean and ordered and not just like haphazardly thrown on the face of the wood. All right, let's do the next ones. All right, Andrew, what are we doing today?
We are going to cut out a small square for the outlet.
So we just got done cutting the outlet hole. We used, well, as you'll see, we used the 1/2-inch bit to drill the corners out, and then used our handsaw. Now we're just sanding it up so it doesn't like scratch anything. Cool. Installed our faceplate and it looks so good.
Terrific.
It's always good to do new steps for your build when they're in areas that don't necessarily matter, but you'll be doing everywhere else, so that way you can mess up a few times and know that you're gonna get it right when it actually matters. So, Andrew, you want to explain what you're doing with that jig?
Yeah. So to keep equal screw spacing here, I'm sticking with the same pattern we did on the passenger side, where we have one on the top, one on the bottom, and then a series of 2 screws every 10 or 12 inches. So we have this little jig here, and we have marked on the side where the 2 screws will meet in the center. And so then I've drawn on the edge here 2 little tick marks where I can line up the lines on this edge with little tick marks on this edge, so I know right where to put the drill.
What are you doing, Sam?
I'm cleaning out my Gorilla Glue. So what happened was we one of the holes that we pre-drilled goes into one of the holes inside of the 2x3 that we countersunk, so it doesn't do anything, it just sits in there. So what we're gonna do is, to keep the look, even though it's not, now that we have this random hole, we're going to glue the end of our screw that we cut the whole piece off with an angle grinder. We're gonna glue this in there just so that it looks normal and we can cover that hole. It's kind of being deceiving, but if we didn't do it, it would look pretty gross otherwise. So, oh, fudge biscuits. Think it's enough? And that's how you do it. So we finally got the front pillar done. That has the switch for the lights. If we flick this on and off. And this is like the closest thing to a sneak peek of what the final bus is gonna look like design-wise that you're gonna get until we're actually done, because this is the finished part of this area. We actually really love this like double screw idea, and it looks super industrial. It's definitely over the top. You do not need it to be like this at all, but it matches the same like theme of the incredible amount of rivets that make up this bus, and everything else about it that's just extremely industrial, and also still pretty minimal. And that's kind of the vibe we were going for here, is this very industrial but clean look. And honestly, I don't think we could have gone any better with this. After a few hours of measuring and cutting and remeasuring and then thinking through what we're doing and then not doing it right but then sort of getting it right, we finally have the first 2 panels of the walls done, and it makes a huge difference on the inside of the bus. Once we get the top done that covers the LEDs, it's gonna change this entire interior space, probably the most that we've seen so far besides the floor. So, thanks for Jordan again for coming down here and helping us out. Always bomb. Andrew.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is it, and it's like, it makes the space way more bright, because over here you got this side, obviously it's pink, but like, you know, it is what it is. And then boom, and it just looks so much more clean. Yeah, let's move that out of the way. Splam. So, I don't know, it's so exciting to see this bus finally starting to come along and, you know, get somewhere where it looks livable and not like we're living in a prison cell. So.
Alright guys, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. Feel free to subscribe below if you want to see more content from us. Please follow us on Instagram @The Voyager Project, and we'll see you next time.